enter, enter, done. Okay. So when we enter data into here, so here's number 1. We're going to enter this information into our calculator. Do I enter the 2500 since it's the question mark? No. Okay. So where you do that, you're going to go to stat. We're going to do some statistics. So stat button right there in the second row. And we're going to edit. So stat and then edit. And it's going to bring us to kind of a grid where we have list L1, L2. That stands for list 1, list 2. Now, anyone have something in their list like I do? Okay. If you do, you have to go up to the top, and you have to push clear, which is below the down arrow. Push clear, and then push the down arrow. Do not push delete. Delete will delete the list. Okay. So go up to the top, push clear. If I push delete, look what happens to L2. Goes away. So don't push delete, push clear. Now, there is a way to put it back in there. So we can't fix it if that happens. So L1, clear or delete? Clear. So list 1 is going to be your X values, your independent variable. List 2 is going to be your dependent variable. So list 1 is X, list 2 is Y. So from here, we're just going to enter our values. So I'm going to go 0, 300, 500, 1,000, 2,000. It should look like that when you're done. So you just press enter after each number. Use the right arrow and not put the 2500. Yep. You need to put the Y values in there as well. You need the X and the Y. Just type the number right there. Good question. Might be helpful. So to enter your list, if you want to write the steps down, I'll put them up here. Enter list, go stat, edit. L1 is going to be X, L2 is going to be Y. Make sure your lists are clear before you start. Clear them, don't delete them. Okay, the next thing is we're going to make a scatter plot of this. We're going to look at scatter plot. So we're going to have to go to stat plot. So look at your calculator. Do you see where it says stat plot? Okay, so think of it this way. We just entered top left, right above y equals. Okay, we just entered stuff into the statistics menu, and now we want to plot it. So stat plot. We're going to graph it. So we're going to have to turn on plot 1. So I'm going to go to, does everyone have their list in? Let me make sure. Not yet. Okay. This is something I don't want to leave anyone behind with this. You have your own calculator, you don't have that issue. Got 'em in? Okay, if you ever want to go back to your home screen, remember that's always going to be the quit. So if you go second mode, that takes you back to your home screen where you're at. We're now going to go to the stat plot. So second, y equals. We need to go home, right? In this case, you don't have to go home first. You can go straight to your stat plots. Stat plot's up here. Since it's yellow, you have to go second and then push that button. Okay. We're going to press enter and go into plot 1, and we're going to turn it on. So you notice, if you look through this menu here, the first thing is you can tell it what type of graph you want. What's highlighted now is a scatter plot. You could make a line graph. You could make a bar graph. You could make box and whisker plots. List is L2, and we're just going to use dots. You can use plus signs, any of these. Okay, so this is kind of a square that you're using there, a plus sign or a dot. Okay, so plot 1 is on. Once you turn it on, you don't have to come back and turn it on each time. Okay, we may have to turn it off later on when we're done, but once it's on, it's on. So we have to turn plot 1 on, and then we're going to go to the zoom menu. So zoom. Right there, right in the middle up top. And we're going to go all the way down to zoom because we have stuff in the stat menu. Uh-oh. Okay. Zoom stat. Click go to. We might have something extra. Delete that so it's clear. Now it's graph. Oh. Zoom stat. Clear down. So scroll down. So you find that right there. So hit enter. Hit on. Oh, you put in an extra value. 22, 20, 37. Alright. Oh, there we go. That one says it. Because we do like actual numbers. Do a bunch of stuff. Okay. So, if you get an error, if you get this message right here, dimension mismatch, that means that you have your two lists don't have the same number of values in them. So if I go back, you're going to go quit. If I go back into my list, you notice I have one more x value than I have y value. Okay, this is the one that I haven't put in yet because it's the question mark. So we're going to take that one out. And then you get your graph. So dimensions mismatch means you have different number of values of x and y. How do you do that? So you want it. Now we'll go back to zoom. Plot should stay on. Good. we all have it? That looks good. Eddie, you good? Okay, so this is our graph. If you someday get a nice enough calculator, you can actually place it in the computer and print it off. But for ours, we won't be able to do that. Okay, so go back to your home screen. Okay, second mode to quit. Good job, Nate. And we're going to go back to the stat menu. So what we're doing now is we are going to do a linear, we're going to do our prediction equation. So we're going to do what we call a linear regression. Okay, so you remember all the finding the dots, slopes, and all that good stuff? I'm going to take care of that for you. And you all will have the same answer now. And it'll be the best answer. So you're going to calculate. So we're in stat, we're going to right arrow to calculate. And you notice my option number 4, LINRAT, it says AX plus B. That's linear regression of the form AX plus B. AX plus B is the same as MX plus B. The A is the M. So select enter. Now before you press enter again, what's going to happen here is once you press enter, it's going to calculate the line of best fit based off the data that you have. It has a ton of formulas and it's doing lots of calculations to find the best one. We want to tell the calculator that equation we want to store in the graph so then we can see the scatter plot with the line on there. Okay? This is kind of a key sequence here, but we want to do this that way you don't have to retype the equation. Okay? So we're going to do a linear regression. I want you to hit now the bars button. See the VARS, bars button? Okay. We're here. Scroll over to Y variables. This bar stands for variables. We want to go to Y variables. Think of Y equals MX plus B. And we want a function. So we're going to hit the variables button, Y variables, function, and Y1. So what this is going to do is it's going to tell the calculator, do the linear regression, and save it in Y equals and Y1 when you press Y equals. Okay, so it should look like that. Y bars. Function Y1. Okay, does everyone have this? Kale, yours might look a little bit different than what you're seeing up here. You agree? Okay, the rest of you can press enter. Yes, just hang on to that screen right now. So if you go to stat,